Hi, everyone. My name is Faaizah, and I co-lead the Early Stage Researchers Working Group with Ross Williams. And I want to give him credit before I start for making these slides for us. So the Early Stage Researchers Working Group holds monthly Meet the Expert meetings, which we also call career speaker events. And they're on the second Monday of every month at 11 a.m. Eastern. This is a really great opportunity for us to talk to OHDSI veterans and individuals in the OHDSI community who have similar interests and skill sets and who are related to the work that we're potentially interested in. So we really try to get a diverse group of speakers to come in and talk about their career. And we've also had events at both the OHDSI Europe and the OHDSI Global Symposiums, which were the Meet the Mentor events, where we gave early stage researchers a chance to briefly introduce themselves to someone that they see as a potential mentor in OHDSI, and to speak to them about their own career goals and basically just personalize a 10-minute conversation. Next slide, please. So the overall mission is to create an inviting venue for junior OHDSI community members and anyone who is new to OHDSI to help them navigate all the resources, because of course this is a global community and there's so many opportunities, but sometimes it can be hard to figure out where to start. And so the point of the working group is to help individuals network, to ask questions, to present their own research, and to just seek insight on their own career trajectories. Next slide, please. So the first objective is to facilitate mentorship and networking, which we primarily do with the career speaker events per month that I talked about. And we're hoping to increase our participation at these events. So we usually get about like 20 individuals, and we'd love to see that increase to at least 30 or more. And we also hope to continue to get a more diverse list of individuals. Our February Meet the Mentor speaker was Paul Naji, and then we've also had Kristen Koska, Asiieh Golozar, Jenna Reps, and others in the past too. So we do want to be able to talk to individuals from industry, academia, clinicians, and so many more. Next slide, please. And so our second objective is to also improve career visibility for members. And the idea of this is to help create a roadmap for students from different disciplines and help them sort of be able to steer their own career path. And we're hoping that at the next OHDSI Symposium, we'll have at least 5 posters and presentations from early stage researchers, and hopefully much more, and then also continue the Meet the Mentor event and make it a bigger event this time too. So please come and join us. Ross and I are very happy to answer any questions that you have, and I'll also put our emails in the chat. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you on the second Monday of every month at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Great, thank you so much, Faaizah. We'll move on to the Healthcare Systems Interest Group and Melanie Philofsky.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Healthcare Systems Interest Group used to be known as the EHR Workgroup. We have 3 objectives, very similar to our past objectives. We're here to provide support for transforming your EHR data. To the CDM, we offer office hour style agendas during our regularly scheduled meetings about 10 times a year. Those meetings are every other Monday, with our next meeting this upcoming Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and it will be an office hours style agenda. We'll have work group updates, and then anybody that has any questions can come and ask them. We have a lot of folks on the call that have a lot of deep OHDSI experience, so we're there for you. We also monitor and answer questions on the CDM builders, implementers, and uncategorized forums related to your source data or the ETL process. So you'll see my name a lot on the forums. Don Torik's always there answering questions and such. Next objective, we want to help you build the business case to utilize the OMOP CDM. So we had a survey out. We're going to finish the survey, review the results, and we're going to publish a white paper called Why OMOP. This is from the CFO point of view, so you can take this information and convince folks at your organization that you want to have an OMOP CDM supported, so you can do research. And then our next one is we're also going to try to help you deliver value. So once you have your OMOP CDM, once you convince folks that you need an OMOP CDM at your institution, we're going to support you transforming your data. And then we also would like to help you deliver value beyond your OHDSI network research studies. So we're going to identify additional analytical use cases from the healthcare systems. We also discuss, describe, and share solutions. So you can come to us during our open office hours, or email us or ping us on MS Teams about a question or a use case that you have, and we will help you get that data into the OMOP CDM and kind of guide you through that process. And then our third one here is we are supporting OHDSI network research. So this community call presents a lot of different research opportunities, and we're just going to highlight those research projects in our group. So that way folks that don't necessarily come to these calls or other OHDSI calls will also get a taste of, oh, hey, there's this network research going on and we would like to participate. So we're going to do about 5 of those. And of course, that will be all documented in our MS Teams site. And that's it. Thanks, Craig.
Great, Melanie. Thank you so much. Next up, one of our newest work groups, the Eye Care and Vision Research Work Group. Michelle.
Hi, thanks. My name is Michelle Hribar, and I co-lead the Eye Care and Vision Research Work Group with Kelly Getz from the National Eye Institute and Sally Baxter from UCSD. And the purpose of our work group is that we realized a lot of us who wanted to do work in this space that ophthalmic data is not mapped to concepts. So the purpose of our work group is to advance the development and implementation of data standards in ophthalmology and to get a lot of our exam elements mapped to OMOP concepts. And then we also want to support studies that use the standardized data. You can go to the next slide. And our accomplishments over the last year, and we're brand new, so we began by conducting a gap analysis of EPIC and Cerner to examine where standards were missing. We've organized in-person meetings at our major conferences. We've organized 2 subgroups that focus on subspecialty domain areas, glaucoma and retina, and we're actually starting some more. And we're beginning to collaborate with Verona Health, who manages the IRIS registry, which is the big registry of ophthalmic data. And we've also partnered with one of the NIH Bridge to AI data generation projects, AI Ready project, to map their ophthalmic data to OMOP. And upcoming for this year is we are looking at developing use cases, and we're going to use the AI Ready use case as well as one from glaucoma and retina. And secondly, we are developing a clear plan for how our visual acuity data must be structured. And visual acuity is probably one of the biggest exam elements for us because it's used for phenotyping, it's used for outcomes. And there are many different ways to measure visual acuity. And so there's a lot of different modifiers. So we're trying to figure out the best way to manage all of that and also to manage the conventions with the ETL process to make sure that it's processed consistently at different sites. So that's it. If anyone is interested in working on this with us, please let me know. We meet every month and it varies between month, which day and time.
Great, Michelle. Thank you so much. Next up, Asiieh Golozar with the Oncology Work Group.
Thanks so much, Craig. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, perfect. I'm in the middle of nowhere. So hi, everyone. I'm just presenting on behalf of the Oncology Work Group today. And For those of you who know, and for those of you who don't know, we got together a few years back, around 2016, with one mission. We wanted to do observational research in cancer. And we got together to be able to provide this foundation that can support data representation for oncology at the level of the granularity that's needed for that work. So the work group is technically 3 different subgroups working together in close collaboration. One of them is the vocabulary and development work group, focusing on the vocabulary need and the ETL mapping of the data. The genomic work group specifically and solely focused on providing genomic representation that's needed for oncology. We're talking about somatic mutations and variation. And finally, we have an outreach and research work group that supports and all the activities that in terms of generating new collaboration and also new research activities. Next slide, please. So in 2022, we've done quite a bit of work in terms of vocabulary and development. We finalized the presentation, mapping of specific cancer modifiers, generally those that are prioritized to be important for cancer research, metastasis, stage, grade, and dimension. For genomic, we did an update of the genomic vocabulary and added new source vocabularies, including cosmic. We also developed a tool called Kaias. Kaias is a tool that supports ETL and mapping of the source data to the genomic vocabulary. That's currently in beta version and under testing. And within the outreach and research work group, we first did a 360 review of what has been done, what are some of the limitations, and how should we use that to reprioritize our efforts so that we ensure that we support oncology phenotype development and all the ongoing study. We also initiated a couple of new studies and research collaboration. So our plan in 2023 is to be very focused and make sure that we're as effective as possible to be able to release a stable version of the oncology module that is ready for implementation, and also create an opportunity for broader engagement and collaboration of all the data partners, collaborators, and researchers. That means stabilizing the vocabulary, fixing the genomic vocabulary, and keep updating it, running studies, and develop and finalize the onboarding online. For those of you who are in the oncology work group, and some of you might have seen it on the forum, have already posted that we've done some changes to the work structure of the work group to be able to support that. Some of them are real-time documentation of the ETL convention and best practices, creating a discussion page so that everyone can actually chime in on the decisions on all the issues, ongoing issues. So, and then so we can actually get more inputs from the community to make decisions about the oncology. And also in terms of the prioritization of the work, we're going with a use case driven approach, looking at the ongoing studies, the study needs, and focusing our effort to be able to address those specific needs first, and then move on to what's next. So I'm gonna quickly go over our OKRs. We decided to develop OKRs quarterly that will allow us to have a sort of review of what's been done at the end of each quarter, see how we can actually help each work group to actually move forward. With the vocabulary and development work group, we aim to improve and finalize the ETL from registry data to OMAP. Some of the key results are here, but generally finishing the vocabulary mapping of the prioritized NACER modifier and improve and publish the ETL packet, having a stable release, updating NACER ETL, and publishing regularly updated documentations. In the genomic work, we wanted to continue validation of the current version of genomic vocabulary and the model. That means looking at the completeness of what we have so far, using data that's coming from commercial plans and also FDA lists to approve targets and cap data items. Also publish the list of those somatic variants in FDA and cap, so everyone can know what's there and they can use it for their own research. Improve the Kaias functionality. We're currently collecting feedback on the performance from at least 4 sites so that we can use them, reprioritize, and see how we can actually improve it. And finally, draft the first version of the genomic vocabulary documentation. Finally, in our research and outreach, we want to continue with the dissemination and adoption of the module, finalize the outline for the oncology module on ramp, and also supporting our data partners and investigators in the application of the module for the research. We have a couple of ongoing research at different stages, pushing them forward in terms of developing the analytic package, protocol, onboarding the data partners, and also finally collaborate with the phenotype development group on coming up with outlines for best practices when it comes specifically to oncology-related phenotypes. So I just want to again use this as an opportunity to invite you all to join us. If you have a study, if you have data for domain modelers, ETLers, methodologies, we need your help, and we would like to have you learn from you and work together. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Asiieh. Next up is going to be Jose in the with the Latin America work group.
So welcome everyone. We at the OHDSI Latin working group, we really want to empower the community. The Latin American community is being one community that we've been working since 2019, trying to reach institutions, hospitals, and universities to bring them and start the journey with them. Next slide. So what we really want to do, right, is to keep we're trying to reach more and more people that haven't heard about OHDSI, about the OMOP-CDM, about the power of generating evidence using our own data. And we really want to step up and try to reach more events that are non-OHDSI related to other partner institutions and organizations. So we really want to increase the number. We are still a group of small, faithful fellows that gather together and really try to spread out. And we really want to try to grow a little bit more this year. And we believe we're in the right moment to do so. And we want to do slightly something different to try to reach out more people, and a monthly newsletter. We're not sure yet how are we going to deliver that, maybe through Twitter, LinkedIn, or email. But we really want to try to engage the community in something that is outside. We believe this will be a very interesting strategy and try to push some content. And finally, we are still working on finalizing the conversion. So right now, conversations with, there is one undergoing conversion in Colombia, and there are some conversations with 2 other more institutions. And there are some important aspects, like actually trying to bring those vocabularies. We are grateful for the process that the vocabulary team is doing for doing this. To be the year of incorporating those local vocabularies, and we still need the inventory for Chile, Mexico, but that is already that is already happening. Next.
That's the last time. I just have your 3 objectives.
Yes, that's it. So that will be our main results for this year, and let's see how that goes. And there is one prior OKR from last year. There is one PLP study that is not here, but because it's already undergone and it's already happening. So thank you, everyone. Feel free to reach out and to the next working group.
Great. Thank you so much, Jose. Let's go to psychiatry and Dmitry. You're muted.
Okay, sorry. So I said I'm Dmitry Dymshyts, and I collaborate and I co-lead this working group with Andrew Williams. So the purpose is to actually to support the psychiatric, support the research in psychiatric area, right? And a lot of diseases, a lot of phenotypes rely on not just the diagnosis, but on syndromes and symptoms captured. And those symptoms and syndromes are captured as a free text or as a result of neuropsychiatric scales. So the goal is to enrich the vocabulary with neuropsychiatric scales and psychiatric syndromes, and using this data to support the study. Next slide. So what we did the neuropsychiatric scales draft, not draft, but the first version of the vocabulary, and worked towards improvement of this and established collaboration with SNOMED, and also supported a couple of ETLs of the psychiatric data and supported several network studies. Next slide, please. Vocabulary work. So it validates prior concepts and clarify relationship between OMA vocabulary and SNOMED. So basically the goal is I want to find all patients that I don't have, let's say, any symptom. And then I'd be able to find the syndrome, whether it's in stored as just a code for syndrome as a result of free text mapping, or it's a neuropsychiatric scale that says that person has anhedonia. So we want to build this hierarchy. It's using observable entity. It's it's detailed, but the idea is you want to find anhedonia and you find everything about anhedonia or depression. Also, we want to support a study on health equity, and yeah, planning to do it further and build the new SNOMED entities and attributes and hierarchy. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Dima. Sorry again about that. Next
No
up, let me pull this back up. And Jake.
Hello, hi. My name is Jake Gillberg. I'm here on behalf of the Health Equity Workgroup. The goal of the Health Equity Workgroup is to promote and enable collaboration on health equity work using OHDSI tools. Our aim is that health equity would become a default perspective easily applied to any OHDSI study. Our group is currently focused on learning from folks who are integrating important data into the CDM to get a more representative picture of race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, disability, and other social drivers, risk factors, and needs. We engage with and are comprised of members from external groups such as the National COVID Cohort Collaborative Social Determinants of Health Domain Team, the National Association of Community Health Centers, HL7 Gravity, and others who have similar aims. We meet about twice monthly on the first Wednesday and third Wednesday of the month at noon Eastern, with the first meeting of the month being a general workgroup meeting, and the second meeting of the month being a journal club meeting where we meet to discuss a particular publication relevant to our work. Our most recent meeting was a presentation from the Center for Data and Knowledge Integration for Health, CDAX, a group integrating data across Brazil. The title of their presentation was From Administrative Datasets to Common Data Model, Brazilian Social Demographic Data and Its Challenges. Upcoming is a meeting to discuss a study on chronic mental illness, which is in the collaborator gathering and feasibility phase. In that meeting, we'll also organize around some vocabulary work. And on deck, we have a discussion for modeling fairness and bias in prediction heuristics. We hope that if any of this sounds interesting to you, that you'd please join us. If you have something you'd like to discuss with the group, please don't hesitate to reach out, either in the Workgroup's team chat or directly with me. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Jake. Again, we can go through this quick so we can get to Phenotype February, but please, if you're interested in joining any of these work groups, use the link, use the QR code. That'll take you to the form to sign up. We'll get you into teams where you can be part of the meetings and everything else. But do check out that OHDSI.org workgroups page. Thank you to everybody who shared today.